Welcome to Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself, a podcast where we explore the complexities of love, loss, and self-discovery. Join Charlie Perry and Marvin Speller when life's unexpected twists and turns come our way. It's easy to lose ourselves in the process, but what if losing ourselves is exactly what we need to find our true selves? Join us as we dive into the depths of human experience, sharing stories, insights, and conversations that will challenge, inspire, and maybe even help you find your way again. Sometimes you have to lose yourself. Let's get started.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself podcast. I'm Charlie Perry, along with Coach M100, Marvin Speller. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, sir? I'm actually doing very well, man. It's been a wonderful day, man. Anytime you get
Yeah,
this type of weather, you guys are getting great weather out there as well.
exactly. Um, the snow is practically gone, and
Has it?
you don't see it around other than little mounds here or there, and but it's definitely out of the picture, and I'm so glad to that it's springtime is something. Around here we usually get a nice springtime or we don't get spring at all, and
Mm.
it's it's weird. It's that New England weather that we'll we'll go right from winter to summer that quick.
Wow, and then right back into
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the winter, right? So,
Mm.
you guys are at 60 degrees this week, right?
Yeah, it was in the 60s. Then it was one day it almost got close to 70, so it was
Wow,
pretty cool.
great for
Yeah.
y'all. Yeah. Well, you need it because what baseball season 3 weeks away?
hmm I was it was I was thinking of that last year. I was saying, man, right around March 20th, just after St. Patrick's Day,
Hmm.
we were getting ready to play softball.
Right.
And I'm thinking, man, we want to play like we. There's no way we'd have been able to play now, and so I think that was weird. That yeah, it was usually around March 24th around there we would start, you know, hitting the ball around,
Right.
getting our teams together, and so crazy.
I haven't played softball in maybe about 18 years.
Mm, yeah, yeah,
I pulled my
so
hamstring. I'm glad I didn't pop it.
yeah, it was a fun sport. Keep me in shape. Actually, thanks to that sport, um, I finally realized that I needed glasses.
Hmm.
Was kind of reacting to the ball so late, and
Hmm.
um, and it was weird because my father-in-law was like, "Man, I thought you didn't see the ball." He
Hmm.
said, "I said, yeah, I seen it. I just had to, figure out where, I was trying to get a real good sight on it, and then I ended up wearing these goggles,
Oh wow.
um, and then that was it. That was the time for some glasses."
Yeah, I'm sure. Man. Yeah, I mean, I used to love that when I was growing up. My favorite sport was baseball,
Mm,
and that's something I always loved. And I really wish. I mean, I played little league, but I wish I would have played at a higher level, maybe
yeah.
school and all. But I think it's interesting. We talk a lot about everything, man, and I think we bring people on here. to really talk about life stuff. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I think about where I could have been with baseball had I not listened to the noise in my head.
Hmm. And
You
what
know,
was that noise?
oh man, it was like you're pretty good, but some days you suck.
Mm-hmm.
And when a deal goes down, I mean, you just you get that crap in your head.
Yeah.
That's that's what really got me. I remember when I was in Little League, I was on the tear, and I remember my father. He would come to all my games. Really appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to get some. He said, Marvin, you can hit this guy. You can hit this kid. And so him saying that made me a little intimidated.
Mm.
But okay, but I'm just saying. I mean, you think about all the things we say we can do, but do we really believe it?
True.
Like, how many of us can sit here right now and say we have a goal, and this goal is going to do something for us, right?
Yep.
How many of us do that? Like, do you have a goal, Charlie,
Let's see. Mm,
where you can say at the top of your head?
no.
That's what I'm saying. When we got to sit back and think, and our goal is not in our top of mind all day long.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we have secondary goals. If someone asks us, I'd like to have this versus I'm going to have this, and I'm living that experience now.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Now I think about the transition, right? The transition from whatever trauma you're under to being better or feeling better or getting
Mm-hmm.
past it. That part is always tough because during that space, you have a whole bunch of things that creep in. And I give you an example. When I going through grief, there was a whole bunch of stuff that crept in, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whole bunch of stuff that crept in that didn't need to creep in. And I think about kind of rebuilding that. A lot of that was the thoughts that pop up in my head. In my book, I talk about it being the grief creep.
Yes.
That was one facet of the noise, right? Something that reminds you over and over again about what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
There's also another part where, okay, you deal with that part, right? But then you go try to do something because, listen, a lot of people who go through something, when you have something traumatic in your life, you're really starting at some point. You got to start to another point.
Exactly.
Your thoughts got to be rock solid, man. I mean, you could think about it anything. Say you want to be the best at something, right?
Mm-hmm.
There has got to be a framework of thought that's going to carry you through. Because sometimes the ability comes from what? Doing something over and over again and training and learning yourself, learning how to do something new. That's from training and trial and tribulations and error, right?
Yes.
But it's always that part where it's like, okay, well, in between that space, there's something that comes up in your head. I mean, you can think about anything. Anybody who starts something new, there's things that pop up, and you're like, okay. And then think about where do you go from that because it's like it pushes you at a certain point. Because the end of the day, Charlie, there's no cavalry, brother. The cavalry is you,
Mm-hmm. Getting ready to say that.
right? Cavalry is you. And so I think about that was on my mind, top of mind today. Because I kind of been in a funk the past couple of days.
Sorry to
Just
hear that.
things popping up. As you continue to go forward, and I am still at this place where I'm rebuilding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I talk about rebuilding, I'm rebuilding everything. And so that's what I tell you. The next book's it's gonna be called The Aftermath. Because you're building this journey I'm on, and I'm grateful for those who have witnessed my journey and really a part of it. I consider you a part of my journey because you're seeing me from that person that lived in this perpetual state of sadness to where I'm at now. And so you get to see all that stuff in between. But there was some calculated things I did along the way, very calculated. And so I think about, what do you do when you get to this funk? What do you do, Charlie?
You well, when you're in a funk, you kind of um you either fall out of it. Most times you can't. You're not really thinking about how to solve it.
Hmm.
Something comes in your direction, and it could be just the TV turning on
Yeah,
that
some
gets you
level of
out of it.
distraction,
Yep,
some level, because I mean, you think about it, the thoughts that run through your head at times. It kind of gives you that false reminder, that it's not true.
true.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, how are you?
Yeah, Michael, what's going on, man? Nice to see you. Uh,
So yeah, that's kind of, so I went back and there were certain things I did to break that pattern.
mm-hmm. And what was that?
Listen, listen to certain types of music.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to things that get me to believe more of where I'm at and what I'm doing and how worth it is.
Yeah.
I think I shared one with you. Do you mind playing it?
Yes. Hold on.
Yeah, because it's that little thing that matters, man. And a lot of times it's real intentions of how you start the day. So, when I thought about that, I was thinking about one person that pops to mind is Les Brown.
Hmm. All right. Here we go.
Okay, that's what I said.
You have the power to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Don't underestimate yourself. You don't know enough about yourself to become a cynic. And so you've got to challenge yourself to access that power that you have within you. You have the power to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Don't underestimate yourself. You don't know enough about yourself to become a cynic. And so you've got to challenge yourself to access that power that you have within you. You're more than a conqueror. You
Yeah.
have the power to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Don't underestimate yourself. You don't know enough about yourself to become a cynic. And so you've got to challenge yourself to access that power that you have within you.
Okay. When
But
you hear that, what comes to mind? What's that?
I just wanted to make sure I heard it right, the and I was just trying to cut it off. What was the question? Go ahead.
When you hear that, what comes to mind?
Well, it's to me, it was like you don't let anything distract you, and so um, it's more like self motivation, and I think that's what you need. If that's what I'm getting out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that whole journey of where you're at to go from here to there
Hmm.
is is that piece in between, right? And so I think he really, first off, you talking about Les Brown, right?
Yes.
Have you ever listened to him?
No, I actually, I heard the voice, and believe it, that's just by me scrolling.
Hmm.
Um, didn't remember the face, but I
Right.
remember the voice, and I think that's through people kind of using his sound, his voice for motivational reels and stuff like that, and teaching
Yeah, I
reels.
mean, if you
But
ever
I never heard him.
yeah, if you ever had to listen to something that can move you forward, kind of get you to this place of belief, it's probably Les Brown.
Mm.
I mean, he does it, and he does it in a way that's nice and calm and slow, and you just feel it in yourself.
Very
And
nice.
you know, what I think about that is like, okay, well, here we go. We're all going to face our trials and tribulations.
Mm-hmm.
We're all, especially if we start something new or start something just day to day, we're going to have these things that pop up, and try to be a little bit prepared with that. And sometimes you can get yourself to a certain level of feeling by listening to stuff like this. And, I've heard people over the years say, that stuff's like baloney. Oh, it's not.
Mm.
You try to
No.
listen to that every day, every morning, you'll see how you start to shift. And you start to shift to one of, okay, I got these things that pop in my head, but I also got something that can change that. And
Yeah.
these things add up, Charlie. I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
what were you saying?
There's there's everything that I come across, and it's telling you, you need to start your day off with some kind of motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Different clips, they were all over social media.
Yeah.
Um, but even before that, I remember some of the people around me would break out a book first thing
Mm-hmm.
in the morning, do some reading.
Mm-hmm.
Um, on either spiritual or religious, they were using that to get them going, to get them. And so somebody like Les Brown, speaking to you first thing in the morning can start your day. You may wake up tired and unmotivated, and then you put on a clip, and then boom, all right, now you don't need the coffee to get you stimulated, or tea, or nice cold water or something to bring the energy up. You just less comes on and bang, get you motivated. So
Yeah. When I think about your early morning habits matter.
hmm
They matter. So, like I shared with you before, I had this card when I leave the house every morning. There's a card I put on a clipboard on the wall.
hmm
The card says, "You are already magnificent. All
nice.
things will continue to work out for you." Now, check this out. I wrote that to myself in 2018 when I went to a conference. They had us all write ourselves a letter, and
hmm
you have an opportunity to mail it to yourself. That was so powerful because that's been my mantra. All things will continue to work out for me.
yeah.
That continues to be my mantra every day, and so I start my day out with that. Um, I like this part of reading or listening to certain things that could get you to a certain place. Um, and some things that are fun versus listening to like the news or something like that. But it's funny. I've read a bunch of things, and we'll have um, somebody on here in a couple of weeks is going to really talk about things you can do to get yourself right in terms of eating. And they say that coffee first thing in the morning, it has tannic acid in it,
hmm
and then you've got acid in your stomach. That's not always the best thing. I get it. I drink coffee, even though I've been drinking more cacao lately with
hmm
like prune juice. I mean, I'm sorry, not prune juice, pomegranate juice.
yeah.
Don't want to do prune juice. It's gonna have me runs all day. But
Yeah, you're gonna have problems.
yeah, but pomegranate juice, right? Pomegranate juice is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, I think about that. Man, I'll tell you how you start your day. The first couple hours of your day is going to determine your whole day,
Hmm.
no doubt.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like I'm in this like new phase right now, all because of my morning habits. You know, I I I did my audiobook, and we're still
Mhm.
working on the music to add to it and all that. But I did my audiobook, and a lot of this stuff is like I got past the point of like overthinking what I should do instead of just going to just do it.
Mm.
So yeah, that's kind of where
Well,
all.
that makes sense for you because, um, if I just push you out the door or push you out the room, you'll know what to do, whatever it is. All
Right.
right, I'm locked out the door. I'm out the house. I'm out the room.
Hmm.
Or me just saying, go outside, Marvin.
Right.
With you being outside, you're gonna know what to do. You don't need that push. You're gonna
Right.
make a decision. So
Right.
what I'm getting at is that you're gonna adapt very quickly. You're just gonna take a foot step forward. You're gonna either sit down, chill out, but you're gonna do something
Right.
other than what you were doing inside that room or inside that house
Right.
that maybe I thought that you shouldn't be doing, or you thought you knew what you thought you shouldn't be doing that, but you just wasn't motivated. But as soon as I put you out into a new atmosphere, you're
Hmm.
gonna adapt. You as a person, you're gonna function. You're gonna be able to do whatever. If I put you in the street around, a bunch of homeless people, you're gonna adapt. You're gonna do something. You may do just what you always talk about. You're gonna do something for the person next to you. You know, and it
Yeah.
may be an old man that's, hey, I need some water, and you're gonna go get it. You're
Yeah.
gonna do so. Um,
Yeah. I mean,
you know.
think about that, Charlie. I mean, the joy and understanding how much we're all connected, right?
Hmm.
And so you decide to do something for somebody who you don't even know this person.
Hmm.
Um, and I think about all the things I continue to do. I think about it's the piece that happens before then. And this is why I talk about the your morning routines, and I can't speak enough about that. Your morning routines gets to rewire you. No matter what type of negativity that comes your way, you got this to do, you got this to do. Somebody's hounding you and bills and all that stuff. Your morning routine, a lot of ways you can kind of reprogram yourself to be better usage for yourself and others.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, man. I mean, so me doing these routines gets me to a point where I feel like I want to be of service to others. There's a friend of mine. She's going through cancer right now. She's going through chemo.
I wish you
And I
well.
remember, yeah, me too. Thank you, my brother. And I was on the phone with her the other night. I was like, okay, and she's struggling with some stuff, right? Because a
Yeah.
lot of times people don't get resources whenever they're going through things. So I was on the phone with her trying to get her some resources to help her out. And that brought me the greatest joy.
Very nice.
And so I think maybe it could have been part of my nature, but just trying to be in this feel good place of kind of from these morning routines, Charlie. It's
Hmm.
just everything. And that's just one small piece of when you're going through something traumatic or some type of trauma or some level of grief and all that, you can move yourself to a better feeling place. I mean, that's honestly, I think about it, that's probably the stuff that's kept me sane,
Yeah.
instead of just disappearing into my own little hole.
And you actually figured or realized that is the best thing for you.
Yeah.
To do that, it was the best way to get you kind of walking and talking in the right direction. So
Right.
yeah,
Not
and that's what goes back to what you titled your book, Unpacking Grief. You
right.
unpacking something, right? And you may be unpacking the initial thoughts of your day that might be going in the wrong direction. So, but if you take something positive, and which is your routine, that
Right.
sets you right. That sets you straight compared to kind of going down that,
Yeah, that
in the out.
perpetual state of sadness, right? That perpetual
Yeah.
state, and everything's constantly moving, right? And so you think about you constantly move too, and the way society has it sometimes is like, okay, you're going through you're going through something traumatic, right? Whether it's grief or lost something, right?
Mm,
And then like, okay, well, let's take you on these steps to do and all that. And so I'm all about, okay, yeah, you can have that, but you can have some routines that get you to a much better place. So
so true. Um, David Figueroa, I'd seen your message earlier, and yes, I want to say hello and God bless, and I'm sorry about that news. He says I
so
lost my nephew on that fisherman boat.
wow.
I just want to thank the fans out there for everything. And there, Marvin, there was a boat that capsized just off the coast of New Bedford,
Hmm.
Cape Cod, really. And
Wow, when was that?
so that was just about almost a week ago. And so they found one person, and then
Oh man.
initially, and then was wondering where the other one was, and I guess they got both of them just hours later. So, Dave, I'm sorry to hear that, and anything I can do, please,
So sorry to hear that, Dave.
yeah,
I'm
you
sorry to
know,
hear that. Yeah.
just send me a message, inbox me or something. Anything I can do for you, let me know.
You know, this is why I say collectively, collectively, right? Everybody's going through something, right?
Hmm.
Imagine if everybody had it in them to show others that best version of themselves. What difference could that make? Doesn't bring the person back, but man, it sure helps a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
I think about those who have been around for me, those who just lent an ear when I was
Hmm.
sad. I think about those who wrote me. You think about this is stuff that matters in life. We get this facade where you got to do or be, when a lot of times you just got to just show up.
Mm.
And I've really and show up as your best version of you. And your best version of you requires some level of something, right?
True.
It could be whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and we talked about it. We talked about this every session. We talk about this stuff, right? We talked about the updated golden rule. You got to show up. You have to show up, right? Imagine if you showed up now, somebody that you're good with, but you had some type of thought about them. The updated golden rule was like, okay, I'm going to think these positive things about them before I see them.
Mm.
I'm not going to say anything bad about them behind their back because I don't want that same thing to happen to me. It is strictly an energetic field that we create and we put out there. And it's always going to come back to us. So you talk about people, it's probably three people talking about you at the same time.
Hmm.
That's why it's like so important just to just show up. Just show up. Show up with
Exactly.
something in your heart. You know, I called my mother today. You know the first thing I told her?
You love her?
No, I didn't say that, but I do. I told her thank you.
Mm, yeah, same thing.
Just thank you. Nothing
Yeah,
before or behind it. I'm
that's
like,
nice.
you always show up. And you think about the people around you, Charlie. Do they show up? And then do you show up for them?
Mm,
Really, I don't, man, I'm not trying to make this into something it's not, but just that how you show up matters everything.
true. And it had a couple of situations today where people are showing up, including myself. So I, yeah, I understand that completely.
Yeah. And you can show up by going back and thinking about, well, how am I showing up for this person? Do I have my
Hmm.
best face on? Did I say bad things about them before I met them? Do I understand the vibration of love? Do I understand um, love is the highest frequency out there?
Yeah,
And what I understand with this frequency of love, what I'm providing for somebody. I mean, this is what I think about when I think about. We talked about goals earlier, right?
hmm,
This is what I think about when I think about a goal. When I think about having this massive wellness company, this is the stuff that will have me sit back somewhere and just be filled with so much joy, Charlie, because you have an opportunity to make an impact when you didn't have to, but
yeah,
you decided to show up. That's simple. You
yeah.
show up.
And I think sometimes people um, put these expectations on almost everything, right?
Right.
Whether it's a celebration of somebody or something, and they expect everybody to be there,
Hmm.
and everybody doesn't.
Right.
They may not show up, but that doesn't stop the celebration of what's going on.
It
You
doesn't.
continue to go through the celebration,
Right.
and and whoever's not there is just not there for any
Right.
reason. It could be a small thing, a big thing, but it just they're just not there. But that doesn't mean you stop
Right.
in the celebration. And that's the same with life. You may be all alone, and you but life still goes, you still gotta breathe, you
You're right.
still gotta.
Life still goes, and you got
Hmm.
that's a great point, Charlie. Um, think about in society all these things that kind of get in the way, right?
Yep.
Probably the worst thing ever created, but we need it, right? Social media,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
because that brought instant validation, and it brought like we live in the microwave generation now, right? I
hmm,
feel like we can get everything right now. So, um, yeah. So yeah, I think about that, and I think about what you were saying. The showing up. Not everybody shows up. That is incredibly true. And
hmm,
so when that happens, what do you do? Mad. If you're mad, you're validating them not showing up, right?
hmm. Yeah.
So I always think about that, man, because I'll tell you, and I've shared this a lot of times. During this journey, there are a lot of people that showed up for me, but there's same amount of people who didn't show up.
Hmm.
Right? That's what I'm talking about. People showing up. Some people choose not to, some people do, right? But I also looked as a reflection of where I was at. And what is that? How is that a reflection of what's going on inside of me?
None at all.
Well, no, Charlie, you don't understand the magnitude of how conflicted of a person I was, and how when I think about shattered to onward,
Mm-hmm.
you have no idea the level of being shattered. And so I think about to look back and reflect, was me being shattered, was what I saw in life a reflection of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like everything that happens to me in life, I take responsibility for
Yep.
everything. So, yeah, I mean, you think about that, and it's kind of hard. A lot of times I have to go where people are, mentally, physically, or whatever, right? Because some people can't understand the magnitude of not having a support, not having the love you had, not having the companionship you had, the camaraderie they had. Because you know what, Charlie?
What's that?
A lot of people take it for granted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was telling someone today their mother was going through something. I was like, you may want to get to see her more because you never know how much time you have.
Yeah.
But we all do it, Charlie. Remember, I'm no different than anyone else. And I always say to be relatable and help people understand. It's like, man, you got to understand something. Enjoy every single day. And I'll give you a lot of perspectives for me. You got to enjoy each day, man. You really got to. You have to enjoy each day, each moment with someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at this point in life where I'm really in like this vast enjoyment phase. So like when we get on, man, weekly, you have no idea how much I enjoy this.
Yes. Myself also. It's
I'm enjoying these moments, man. It's like, hold on a second, I'm gonna plug up my computer before it dies.
Sure.
So
Yeah, David. You said that that's why you work with God, and I understand that. In some cases, people are not spiritual, right? So what do? You have to find other things. And some people don't have faith. So which direction do you turn them to? You know, as as someone that's probably atheist and has a problem with it. So I but I totally understand. And that's pretty much what Marvin was talking about. Pretty much, in the morning he gets something that's inspirational in front of him. And then I talked about how my family, some would read the Bible and do that. And that's pretty much what you do. You probably get motivated on a daily basis where you're reading, the word of God, and it gets you going in spiritually, especially when you just lost someone in your family in that uh in that shipwreck. So I get it. I really do.
it took a hell of a lot to get me back to the point where I can just enjoy life. I mean, just have a enjoyable conversation with somebody. It took a long time to get to where I'm at now, man. I mean,
Mm.
I mean, you're almost looking at a miracle here.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I
There's,
mean, man,
yeah, there's no, you know, there's no doubt. I you know I know how you felt about Kristen, and and you always express it. So,
Yeah.
what do you expect from someone that expresses the the extraordinary, um, the ultimate praise of someone that they just lost? It, it's it's just you gotta expect the worst before you expect the best.
Yeah,
And
and I talk about this in chapter 6.
hmm
Man, when you get to a certain point,
yeah,
after everybody wants to give you the niceties and all that, people disappear.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, really, they do. And it's not hate, it's just they don't know how to show up for you.
hmm
So you go through this period of time, you have to work to get back to a better place.
yeah. And
Th-
even those people may feel that what they offered you or what they gave you was enough, and it may be at the time where you had a service, or they just called you and said my deepest sympathies, and
right,
they may feel that that's enough. I did
right,
all I could,
yep.
you know, and then they move on. Um, but I think life and death is a whole lot more serious and deeper, that people should stop being selfish, because I think that's a selfish act when you think that you did enough for someone, when all in all you have to ask and say, you know, I'm checking in, what's going on? You all right? Just do
You
it one
know,
more time, even if you get the same answer, right? Even if
right,
Marvin says, I'm cool, I'm all right. Um,
right. And I did that a
uh,
lot. I'm
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
knowing I wasn't. But you know what offset that was many people who stayed the course.
Mm, yeah.
And a lot of times you have to keep friendships going by, I guess being a cool person. So you
Mhm.
can't really, you're afraid to show, hey, listen, I'm not feeling my best today. You feel like, you kind of feel like, okay, I don't want to show that side to people anymore.
Yeah.
That's something that people don't talk about. It's like, well, you feel like, while they may not show up for you the way you like, but you got to show up for them as kind of that person who's not going through what you're going through.
Mm,
And that adds a lot of pressure, especially to your nervous system.
yeah.
And because you don't feel safe, you feel like you're back into fight or flight.
Mhm.
So you feel like you got to show up a certain way again. You're like, well, damn. And so this is why a lot of people go through losing someone close to them. They retreat. There's a couple things here because people disappear. One,
Mhm.
and then two, it's like, okay, well, they may not know how to show up for somebody because first off, they don't want to keep hearing that I'm feeling bad.
Mhm.
I've experienced that with some of my closest friends. They're like, okay, I don't want to keep, I don't want to keep showing them that this sucks. I don't want to
Yeah.
keep showing people that. So because I feel I'm looking out for them, because I feel like, yeah, I feel like I'm looking out for them. I don't want to burden them.
Yeah.
So you don't feel like you want to burden them. So you feel like you got to show up in a way that's really, in a lot of ways, not genuine at the time. And then at some point, you're like, well, the hell with it. Because
Yeah.
that's where I was. It's like, the hell with it. If I'm feeling bad, I'm feel bad. And hopefully, hey, you say you love me, right? Then just show up that way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, and I mean, our friend Paula always talked about that. People faded away from her, and
yeah, of course.
and
Running for the damn hills, man, because they
mhm.
don't really know how to handle it. nor do they want to handle it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Um.
I was talking to one of Kristen's closest friends, and this is like 4 months into it after her passing.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Hey, have you heard from so and so? Have you heard from so and so? Have you heard from so and so?" And I'm like, "No." And she said, "Oh, that's messed up." I was like, "Okay, well, they don't have to." And then she wound up doing the same thing 4 months down the road.
Hmm.
So I totally get it, man.
Yeah.
So I say, you are, as long as you remember, you are the cavalry. You can't put that on anybody else because they may not have the capacity of feeling and wanting to be their best version. Just period.
Hmm.
You may not understand that, but that's a cold hard fact.
Yeah.
And so what you do is continue to do the best you can for others and let things work themselves out. The universe will work it all out. But that doesn't excuse you from not being your best for others.
Hmm.
Because the worst thing you could do is have bitterness and all that because that's a reciprocal effect.
Yeah.
So you still got to be your best every day. And you can just do it for you. When I was talking about that lady who's got cancer, and I'm going to call her later,
Hmm. Good for you.
I'm doing that because it feels good to me. It's the right thing to do for her. But damn, it
Hmm.
feels good for me to try to make a difference in this world, man.
So true.
I know what my purpose is.
Hmm.
Ask 10 people tomorrow, do they know what their purpose is? And I had to go through a whole lot of pain to get there. I had to get my world turned upside down to understand what my purpose was. I got glimpses of it. I was telling somebody this
Hmm.
the other day. I was like, you know, when I met Kristen, it was under the premise of doing things in the community. I was out in Charlotte trying to do something, and she was out here trying to do something too, while going through her own level of trauma. That's how we met.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think about that all the time, Charlie.
It Yeah, it was. I'm glad it happened. Um, wish we were still kind of in her presence, and we are.
We are.
It's
Yeah.
a amazing woman. I'm
Yep.
so happy you guys made that matrimony magic,
Yeah.
and because let's just face it, if you didn't meet her, I wouldn't have met you, and
Yeah.
I am
That's true.
very, very, very fortunate to
Yeah.
have you in my life. So I really,
Yeah.
truly appreciate it.
Likewise,
Um,
brother.
I want to say hi to Cheryl Santos. Yes, I love that compliment. I'm handsome. I appreciate that. And my co-host is too. And I'm not kind of. I'm just stating the facts. You got
Thanks, brother.
sometimes you got to lose yourself, and you have two handsome hosts here. David Figueroa, good night, brother.
Yeah, good
Um,
night. It was
I
great connecting
will.
with you. Glad you joined us.
Yeah, say some prayers for you and your family.
Absolutely.
And I hope you guys make it through and understand that. If you want to talk about grief, David, let me know. Get in touch with me and Marvin, and we gladly sit down and talk with you. You're not alone, as Marvin always says. You're not alone, man.
Yeah.
People
No,
going through.
and sometimes it takes something traumatic to understand that we're never alone.
Mm,
We're never alone. And so that's why I try to do my best for everybody.
yeah.
'Cause you just feel like You can be alone on one level, but another level, you just feel like you're connected to something greater.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I feel a lot. It's like I feel like I'm helping that lady. I feel like I'm helping myself.
Mm. Yeah.
That's the true divine love that I think gets missing out here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, really, and they've broken this down from a scientific perspective. We are all connected. And this is why this thing called karma comes around to us. This is why I was talking about the updated golden rule.
Mm.
These things are kind of saving you. Now, you think about that person who's struggling, you lend a hand or something. In some ways, you're lending that to yourself because what you see is a reflection of you out here in the world.
Mm.
So it's I don't know, it's not complicated. You hear this a lot and people say, well, sometimes you can't help people, which is true. But what you're doing is trying to help yourself because that
Yeah.
may be something in you that's not dealt with. And so you're witnessing these things out here, and these things could be placed in your path in order for you to solve because these things are unresolved in you.
Mm.
Now, everything I just said to you has been brought to you from a scientific standpoint because these things have been proven to be true because we are all energetically connected. So I'm not trying to get on here and be spooky with it. I'm just trying to share some actual facts with you.
That's it. And yeah, I, there's one thing I never doubt anything that you say, but I also remember you saying, "I'm going to tell you something, but I want you to do your own research. I want you to do your own fact checking." You have
Yeah,
said
don't,
that
don't take my
numerous
word. Yeah, don't
times.
take my word for it.
Yep.
Check it
Yep.
out. Check it out. Don't take my word for it. Please, you can always fact check me and all that. Because I'm
Yeah.
just on here sharing my experience, and I am very grateful the people who have come forward have said that, hey, these things we talk about, they help. Makes me look at things a little different. And we're continuing this. We will continue this, and I'm grateful that we have this platform just to share experiences, share my experience, and I'm very grateful for it. I'm grateful for whoever's out there listening, and you never know who's out here listening.
No.
Know this though. I have the absolute love for you. I have the love for everybody today who's listening, and I have the love for you all.
Hmm.
That's what's in my heart.
That's so true. What do we say that there's silent watchers out there?
Hmm.
You know, and
People suffer in silence, and
hmm
they they seek support in silence as well. They don't have to come forward, but you know what? We'll find you.
mm,
You'll always find us.
yeah, it's it's a perfect title. Sometimes you have to lose yourself,
Yep.
and I think of that all the time. And it's funny how simple it's become. For me, it's become part of my routine that I'm just typing away especially when I'm doing some headlines for this podcast.
Yep.
I just type that so easily. I'm like, boom,
Yeah.
it's done.
Sometimes you gotta leave. And you should ask 10 people the next couple of days what their purpose is,
Mm,
and you'll be amazed what you find out.
yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go a little bit further. That's gonna be my TikTok live for tomorrow.
Okay.
Why don't you repeat my instruction? What's my quest again?
Ask people what their purpose in life is.
All right. Okay. I think I'm gonna use that tomorrow.
And it's got to be very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are going to hem haw around with that, right?
Yeah.
Well, my purpose is, well, my purpose is, well, my purpose is, right? So it should roll off your tongue because it's something you think about all the time.
Mm,
I think
yeah.
about that all the time, Charlie, what my purpose is.
That's good. Yeah. I think I use that. But it's one thing we got to bring this podcast to TikTok soon. Um,
We do. We do.
because that that community is just they just want to
Yeah,
give the love.
they're rabbit
Mhm.
fans of whatever,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
they are they are rabbit. You know,
Hmm.
you're still piping us on Facebook Live, right?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube on both channels. And then either today or tomorrow, I do add it to Substack. Um,
Perfect. Um,
yeah,
uh,
Spotify wasn't doing too much for us, so but I occasionally do put it on there.
that is probably that's something we can get us national. We stay there. Keep
Hmm.
I would keep putting it if you could. Um, what was I gonna say? So so Spotify, Substack. How's Substack doing?
Okay, but it's not it's it's not too much. I'm getting the best response from LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube.
Really? Because
Yeah.
when I talk to people about us, I think that adds a level, and I don't know, adds a level of legitimacy by saying we're on Spotify.
Mhm. Well, I definitely make sure I put this episode on there. I'll do that as
Now,
I'm done.
can you also send the link? Well, it's housed on Facebook, so I can just shoot that to people from there. Okay, I can just do that.
Okay. Yep. Because I shared it right to your profile. It should be on there.
Okay,
Um, but if you do need the MP4 file, the video file, or audio, just let me know. I can just send that to you.
okay, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, just remember we're all connected, people. So, and I have
Hmm.
nothing but love for you guys.
Yeah. Well, everyone, thank you for the connection. On sometimes you have to lose yourself. This podcast is here for all of us, for us here on the podcast, for you out there in the audience, and we want you to come and join us. David Figueroa was on here, joined us. Michael Samea was here, joining. Cheryl Santos, they all came and joined us, and even the ones that are in the background and
Hmm.
just listening to us and listen to the words of this podcast. And then later on, reaching out to us. Uh, you know, it's for you. This is for all of us to do the right thing, and just know that you're not alone. And if you want to ever come on board and express or tell your story, you know, come on. I know there's friends like my friend Anna. She always talks about coming on in and telling her story. Um, Christy, there's so many other Kim. They're out there. I know.
Yeah, they're
And,
out there. Come on, we don't have all the answers. We come on here and share life experiences and just chop it up. We do.
yeah, yep. Nathan Victor says, "Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening,
Hey, what's
Nathan."
up, Nathan? How are you? Good to see you.
The, the
So,
man with a big man with the littlest heart, but an awesome soul, man. Nathan Victor, stay like you are, be who you are, and there's many people out there that love you like me, and you just stay who you are, man. I appreciate you.
That's right. Stay who you are, brother.
Um, all right, brother. I'm gonna go and move on to my friend's podcast. Check that out. Who's actually gonna be on our show next week?
Okay.
Nurse Nikki. Nurse Nikki will be on it with Marvin and I, and we're gonna listen and learn from each other. And I can't wait to have her on there. And then 2 weeks, a week after that, we have another guest that Marvin has just talked to you about just about 30 minutes ago, and we're gonna have them on. So this is good. This is real good, and I can't wait to have these people on our show.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
All right,
All
my
right,
brother.
man. You keep on keeping, and if you need me, give me a holler, send me a text, and
Okay, I can't wait to talk next week about how many people you talk to about their purpose.
yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that on TikTok tomorrow. Um, and because I like the response, and but I also do it outside that platform too. All
Okay.
right,
All right. Thanks, brother.
all right, man. Eddie
Ah,
Rogers, I see you, man. Nice to see
yeah.
you. And like
Hey, Mr. Rogers.
yeah, he went on vacation, man. He went to Cape Verde and
Nice.
rubbing it in.
I'd love to get out there, man.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, we got to talk. I'll give you a call, I guess, this week, and
Okay.
we'll see what's
Anytime.
up.
All right,
All
brother.
right, man.
All
Take
right, man.
care.
Appreciate it.
All right, everyone. Please stay on and listen to this great outro from the Sometimes You Gotta Lose Yourself podcast.
Welcome to Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself, a podcast where we explore the complexities of love, loss, and self-discovery. Join Charlie Perry and Marvin Speller when life's unexpected twists and turns come our way. It's easy to lose ourselves in the process, but what if losing ourselves is exactly what we need to find our true selves? Join us as we dive into the depths of human experience, sharing stories, insights, and conversations that will challenge, inspire, and maybe even help you find your way again. Sometimes you have to lose yourself. Let's get started.